Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Boys with Dolls, and this is episode 17. So we are going to talk today with the amazing Alex. He is all the way from California, so I am super jealous because he does live near Disney World, or Disneyland should I say. So here is his interview. Boy can't play with dolls, that's true. We're not just freaks of nature who playing with dolls will help us through. Boy can't play with dolls.
So my name is Alex. I am from Orange County, California. So not too far from Disneyland. It's like maybe 10 minutes away, if that.
Okay, now I'm really jealous, so.
Yeah.
Do you have an annual pass?
I do.
Oh, so lucky. Love it.
Yeah. I got the one with free parking too, so
wow.
It is a significant amount of money because parking is like $30 a day. So because I have free parking, I think I've gone, since I've got my pass this year, I think I've probably gone like 20 times. So that's already like $600 just in the parking.
Yeah, no, that is definitely worth getting. No, that is my next venture is California. I've not done it, so that is a must.
I think you'll enjoy it. From people that I've spoke to that have done both the Florida and California, like a lot,
Right.
Most of them prefer the California parks.
Really?
Yeah, I've only done the Florida one once, and it was fun, but I feel like if you're coming over just for like a quick vacation kind of thing, the California one's probably better because everything's really close to each other.
Right. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going with my family as well, so when we go, so we will be getting there. Anyway, Alex, so let's start off with our questions, okay?
What's up?
So we're going to start off with, when did you know you wanted to collect dolls?
So I was doing some of the limited Disney dolls in the beginning for probably when the designer princess first came out.
Yeah.
So that was like probably 10 years ago at least now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when that was now. It was 2000, I think 2010 or 11 or something, I think.
The very first designer princess collection is because I saw Rapunzel. I was like, oh man, I gotta get her.
Yeah.
And I got that, and then a little bit here and there, just adding Disney designer dolls, and then and then Rapunzel came up as a Volks Super Dolphy, and
Yes.
I was, well, what is this? Like, what is this? A Super Dolphy? And I started looking into it more. I was like, holy crap, it's like 2 feet tall, and I started looking at like videos of different like BJDs. So it was like Super Dolphy, Smart Doll. And I was looking at the Rapunzel one and I was like, man, I don't know. That's a lot of money. That's like $1,300. Because at the time, the exchange rate was definitely not in favor for the US.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's a lottery based doll. I'll enter for her. And if I win her, then I guess I'm in this hobby. If I don't, then it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like when the announcements went out of who won, I was like, oh crap, I got an email and I'm gonna get charged in like 24 hours. I was like, I guess I'm in this hobby. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna get one, and I'll probably buy just a couple of outfits for her because the outfits are nice and I like having options. And I was like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we all know how that goes. Like you don't stop with just one. All of a sudden, she needs a best friend, and then they need a friend, and then more clothes get added, and it's what it's been. I'm at like $16 right now.
Wow, is that a mixture? Is it is it Dolphy Dream you collect as well, isn't it?
It's Super Dolphy. I have cut like 1, 2, 3 Super Dolphys. I have 5 Dolphy icons. And 1 Ad Village doll, which is like looks like it's a newer company.
Oh, okay.
But they're specializing in like MSD size.
Okay, that's interesting.
Smart dolls. I think I'm at 6 or 7.
Right.
Not including floating heads.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it? With smart doll, you can get the heads, and you feel like you need to get them because if you don't get them, they're gone, and then yeah, and then Danny just has decided to bring most of them out anyway with bodies. But
Yeah, but
I
we
was
went
there
to
for
Europe.
that.
Yeah.
I was there for the let's grab a head while we can, because who knows what's going to happen. So I think I got two. I think I got Imagine, which yes, she's been released on Bodies, and Never. I think it was Never. I think those were the two girls. Yeah, that probably cost me more because obviously I got the body separately. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But that's
so
kind of what this hobby is. It's just it's a lot of money to spend.
yeah,
But I know, like, when I talk to friends about it, they're like, "Well, how much are you spending?"
yeah,
And it's like, dude, I think like in the last 3.5 years, almost four, I've probably spent like 35 to 40,000.
yeah.
Just
Wow, it's
because
crazy,
it's
isn't it?
when you figure like it's some of the super dolphies are like 1,000 each. The
Yeah,
icons are 1,000 each.
yeah,
Smart doll, thankfully, his initial doll cost is not very high, like 400
yeah,
bucks. That's not bad. But then you start adding boobs, and you add hands, and then you start
yeah.
looking at clothing, and then you want to get official CJ clothing, and then that bill just adds up fast, and it's like, wow, I spent like $10,000 just in that one container.
And
And
then you
that,
get bored of the outfit and you want a new one, and it's just yeah. I totally understand. I'm the same with my smart dolls. It just gets a little bit out of control.
yeah, sometimes you gotta pull it back, and then you pull it back, and then it's like, hey, by the way, we're doing like a chaos drop tomorrow or today, and it's like,
Yeah,
holy crap, no, don't do that right now.
yeah. I know. Don't do this to my wallet. So Alex, I'm not sure if you did actually just say which doll was your first ever doll you had.
Rapunzel. So
Rapunzel was your first doll.
Rapunzel was my first my first uh I guess like BJD. That would be her.
Have you got her there as well?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. Hold on
Yeah.
a second.
I love her. I mean, I've seen her before, but just for the viewers, oh God, she's so lush.
So that's Rapunzel, and
Yeah.
then her man Flynn Rider, which
Right.
was
Okay.
it's a doll. Dr. Carico, I think is what his name was, on like what he's actually modeled after.
Yeah.
But I use him as her man.
That's her man.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
nice look, just very masculine dude, which is
Yeah.
not always get with the Volks male dolls. A
Right.
lot of times
Okay.
they're very feminine.
Right. Right. But yeah, she is lovely. Like I love all the Disney ones, but yeah, I can't spend that amount. My
It's
husband would
tough.
kill me. He
It's
would
tough.
kill me. He would move
But
me out with her.
but just tell him, look, it's like buying a smart doll with a full outfit and boobs, and
Exactly. Yeah, you could
about the same.
possibly get away with
It's
that.
about the same. With the exchange rate right now, for at least for the U.S., our exchange rate's pretty good with them. So even if it's like 13 or 130,000 yen, it's probably only like $1,000.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I would love to have them one day, maybe. You never know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. So, Alex, we talked about your favorite doll. But have we talked about, so this next question is, if funds were unlimited, what doll would you have to have in your collection?
If funds were unlimited, I know I've already spoke to Danny about what the possibility is, but I would love a new trident. So like a prophecy, like but in gray.
Okay.
She would be really cool to have.
Yeah.
And on the resin side, since I do both resin and vinyl,
Mhm.
I'd really like to have the Bisque smart doll, or not smart doll, but Bisque super dolphy.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
it's a very hard to get doll that you have to apply in person, and they
Right.
pick the winners the same day, and then after you're picked, you get to do a like a welcoming ceremony where they introduce the doll to you, and then you sign a contract that basically says you can never sell the doll, or you're banned from the company.
Oh my God.
So they're very particular about that line
Where
of
their
their doll.
dolls are going.
Yeah, so it's a one-off doll every
Yeah.
time they do it, and they do not want you transferring it. It's like this is yours until you're gone. So
I
either
quite
that or you
like that though.
stop it
Like,
anymore.
Yeah, I quite like that because I think it makes the doll even more special, like to you personally. Like when I first joined Smart Doll, I love the fact that Danny wanted you to message him and just talk about the doll in general and why you're buying it. Like some people find that really like impersonal, but for me, I think it's just a way of getting to know the creator. The creator wants to get to know you as a buyer. He wants to know why you're buying his dolls. So I think it's great. I think it
Yeah,
makes the hobby so much more personal, rather than just go into any shop and buying a Barbie or a Rainbow High doll, which no one gives a rat's why you buy it. And even the Disney store, like you go into the Disney stores and they talk to you and they want to know why you're getting the dolls, and I like all that.
yeah. No, Danny's a very involved business owner. Like I know I've spoken to him quite a few times. And
Mhm.
when I first got the Evolve body, I was talking to him about an issue I was having with the hands, and he's like, "Do you have FaceTime?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it." He's like, "Okay, if you can't figure it out, let me know, and we'll just FaceTime and I'll work it out with you."
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it's something like that. Like that's really cool. Like
Yeah,
most customers would not worry.
wouldn't
It's like,
care.
oh, if it's out there, it's out there, and if there's problems, just email our customer
Yeah,
service. They'll deal. But like if it's something, especially when it was like a new item like Evolve, he was like, "Okay, I'm ready to jump in and let's talk. Let's see what we can do to make things work right."
yeah, yeah. No, he definitely gets involved, and he's super helpful, and I think individually as well to everyone, he does try and keep his customers happy, which I'm really pleased about.
Yeah,
Um,
as much as he
yeah,
says don't shop here, he's still very much looking to make the hobby um, something enjoyable for those of us that decide to do it.
yeah, definitely. And I love my smart dolls. I mean, I've collected dolls for years as well, and they're just something unique about them. I think there's something that I've never seen before in a doll. And they ooze personality. And when you get bored of them, you can change their look, which I think is really great. And then you fall in love with them all over again.
Yeah.
So and that's why I love them. So Alex, so this next question is, what is your experience with friends and family? And also, did you say you was married? I can't remember if you said you
No,
was
no,
married.
no. Single still. Um,
Right,
Friends and family tease about it, but not in a malicious way. It's more so
right.
just playful, like haha, like kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, so I've not had, I guess, some of the negative experiences that a lot of others that I've heard have had, but my family's always been very much just like do you and enjoy you. So that's
Hmm.
kind of how we were raised. It's like if you're not hurting anybody and it's something you enjoy, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because for before I started collecting dolls, I was collecting handbags,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I've been doing the handbag collecting for 12 years now, I think, 13
Right,
years.
right.
And so like as a straight man carrying a purse, you're kind of used to like, what is that guy doing? Like, because he's like when I'm like out in like normal day, like I'm one of my friends put it like you're a very masculine appearing person. So or
Yeah.
masculine presenting, I think is what she
Yeah.
called it. And she's like, it lives a little odd at first to see you carrying a purse, but then it's like, well, I mean, if he's happy, whatever, what it is, what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I was already kind of used to like the weird side eye looks, and then once I got into the dolls, it was just like, I mean, I'm gonna go out with them, I'm gonna take them places, and if
Yeah.
someone doesn't like it, that's on them. Like I'm not doing anything to them.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, no,
interfering in their
definitely.
life. So if
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
like my
no,
dolls,
and
that's their problem.
yeah, definitely. It's so good as well that you've got that, you know, way of thinking as well, because I think more of us should feel that way, because some people are so worried about other people are thinking all the time that they don't do what they love, what they truly want to be and truly want to act like or have, So,
Yeah,
I think it's awesome for people, that are confident in the doll hobby, going out and like yourself. I always see you taking your dolls pretty much most places, and I love looking at your pictures, and I think they're great personally. On a little secret note, I think you should have done a bit better in the modeling challenge that I did, because I really loved your pictures. So I'm a bit disappointed that
I'll try again next time.
Yeah, I might do it
I
again next time. I might. It was quite fun, and people was another thing as well in the smart doll community. Everyone comes together and they want to help. So rather than me just doing it, and like I said, didn't really have any prizes, people jumped on, and I was so overwhelmed by the support, and I was like, this is awesome, And in other competitions I've done it, they're the opposite, complete opposite. It's not. This isn't fair. That's not fair. It's like, you can't please everyone. So it's like, it's best sometimes, lay down the rules at the beginning. This is the rules. If you're not happy, don't enter,
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
I figured I was taking a risk going with a blue custom versus like a standard model that we all familiar and love. But I think it was fun to do that. Like, it was just nice to enter something different.
Yeah, I thought she was great, and like I said, I was hoping to get more Disney out of it as well from you. So yeah, but never mind. Okay, awesome. So Alex, next question is, and I know that me and you've actually talked about this privately. So I know that you've probably got an answer, but you might have something better for me. So was you ever, or have you ever been bullied for collecting dolls? And if so, what's your worst experience by far?
Yeah, no bullying for, like, really. I've had the worst experience would probably be when the Disneyland security was like, hey, like, you're being weird, and like, we're gonna keep an eye on you, and if we get any complaints, we're gonna be back. And it's like, well, I'm just taking pictures around the park like a lot of us do. And so that's probably like my only real negative experience. That one, and the shopping center that I was at. So when I was taking pictures like near a fountain at one of the shopping centers near my house, security came up to me and he's like, hey, I know you're not doing anything wrong, and really you're not breaking the rules here, but there's people that are complaining about it. And I'm pretty sure it was because my smart doll had a large bust on and a low cut top. So I mean, as you've seen with smart doll boobs, a large is quite large. It's, when you first get it, you're like, oh, okay, well, a medium's not that big, and then you get I'm just gonna get a large, and then when you finally see the large in person, it's like, wow, like, that's big.
Yeah.
Like, they flip your entire hand, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is kind of big.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure that's probably what it was, is just a very busty doll out in the public. So
do you know what?
I get it. There's people there that are not going to be comfortable with it. So I didn't really get upset about it, but it's just like, well, it kind of sucks because I really like this fountain.
That's such a shame. Like, and honestly, people really get on my nerves. I mean, that's crazy. That is, like, if you was a woman doing that, wouldn't be a problem. Let's face it, wouldn't be a problem. I
know, because I had security question me when I was at the Irvine Spectrum. They were just like, hey, what are you doing? What are you taking pictures of? Like, you can't have the store names in the picture. And I was like, no, they're just taking pictures of the doll, and everything behind her is blurred. And then I talked to some friends who have taken their dolls to Irvine Spectrum, and they're women, and they're like, oh, security hasn't said anything to us. We sit our dolls or whatever we want to sit them, and then we just take pictures, and it's fine. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
So bad, bro. It's so bad. It drives me mad. Like, and I get you. I have one doll with a large bust, and I only bought it because I needed a body, and I had the option of having a regular size or a large, and I thought, I haven't got a large. I want to see what it's like. And I need a body, and I thought the character I was going for, she would really do well with the large. So I got it, and I was really quite shocked how big a large was. And then I thought, but Danny's released extra large and extra large, and I thought,
go up to 3x.
Yeah, like, I thought, no, I wouldn't go any further, because it's not that I'm against it. I just think, or because of any sexual sort of thing, I just think it looks ridiculous.
It sets the proportions off a lot.
Yeah, like,
never mind finding clothes to fit that bust, but
it's
the proportions themselves, they look off.
Exactly, and what, like I said, what gets on my nerves about is that people like they think we're sexualizing a doll, but we're not really. I think it's just like we're embracing the fact that people do have big boobs. You
Yeah.
know, it's the same as when Danny brings up the pearl body. He wants to embrace people do look like that. You know, and it's the same with the different boob sizes. And I think that's what makes Smart Doll unique, is the fact that they can look different. They can all have different size busts. You know, eye colors, hair colors, and it just makes the doll a little bit more realistic, you know. And
Yeah.
but like you said, but you know, people just think that they are miniature sex dolls. That's what I've got a few times.
Yeah, that's, I think, especially once you're a guy with it, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
that's probably. And I'm sure some of us enjoy just seeing the curves,
yeah,
but it's not to that extent. I guess I could say most of us are not going to be that way, where it's more enjoyable than it would normally than just enjoying a hobby.
exactly. But yeah, no, so I'm totally with you on that. But you know, keep doing you, and I'm sure you will anyway. You seem like a quite
Oh yeah.
confident guy who knows what he's doing and what he wants in life. So you know, I'm sure you'll keep doing what you're doing.
Oh,
Um, so Alex, so for my next question is, what's the most strangest thing you have in your collection? Do you have anything at all? Because not everyone can always show me something. So
like I have a lot of because I collect bags, and I've
mm.
become
yeah,
friend.
that's
So
something we can talk
I've
about.
become friendly with the owners of the bag company that I collect.
Hmm.
So they've given me stuff that there's only one of. So I have stuff like that. And
Mm.
I guess that would be strange or odd because it's using it's using belts, because they use seat belts to make their bags. So
Oh, okay.
it's using belts that are designed specifically for Disney to make
Okay.
something that isn't Disney.
Right.
So they're really not supposed to do that too much, but like if they're just making a sample, like just to see what it looks like, then
Mm.
it is what it is. And then sometimes that sample, most of the time, those samples stay in house. They stay with family and friends of the owners.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes it comes out to like people like me. Um,
Right.
I guess an example would be, where do I have it? Yeah. Come on now. Okay. So this is an extremely long lanyard
Oh yeah.
made out of seatbelts. So this is just like a
Right.
seatbelt, just like in your car, but it's printed with Dalmatian
Dimension.
spots.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
this was made for a bag release, and the owner of the company was wearing it while he was doing his meet and greet.
Right.
And after the event, he comes up to me, and we're just like standing around watching everybody downstairs finishing up their purchases.
Hmm.
And he just kind of like stands next to me, and he's like, "Oops," and he drops it into my bag. And he's just like, "Hey, thank you for like always supporting us all these years. Like you've been a really great person to get to
Yeah.
know, and a really good customer. And I just wanted to give you something special." And I'm like, "Oh." So I was like, "That's cool." So I
Yeah.
was like flipping out, because it's like, man, this is awesome. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
to be recognized by the owner of a brand that you collect is good feeling.
Yeah.
And
Definitely. Yeah.
I think that's part of why I like Smart Doll so much. Is Danny does similar things. Like he'll talk to you, he'll like go into your Instagram, like your stuff, he'll message
Yeah.
you.
Hmm.
If he sees that you're someone who is really good with his products, as far as like showing what's possible with them, then he
Yeah.
sends you stuff. Like he'll just send you
Yeah.
like a free item.
Mm.
Like the creators section that he was doing, like people were getting full dolls, and some were getting clothing, whatever. And it's like, that's really cool. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're being rewarded for just doing what you were going to do anyway. Like I enjoy the
Yeah.
dolls, and I like the product, and now I'm getting an extra piece of product.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that he does things like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely agree. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for showing us that, because like it is something different that we haven't seen on this, you know, channel yet with
Yeah.
that. So thank you for sharing that.
No, no worries.
So sorry.
No worries. It's
Oh,
it's not
okay.
all related, but it's something.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay.
something
Like,
special to me. It's something special to me because I
yeah,
have a
yeah.
couple of
It
items
doesn't.
that are like that.
Yeah, it's just like another question to throw in. Like, if you had anything. Yeah, it's not just doll related, really, because I've had some different sort of things. Something. Yeah, so it's cool. It's just nice to throw in there just to see what people, other things they collect and things like that.
Hmm.
Okay, so great question next, and everyone has an answer to this. So, Alex, what doll do you want next?
Oof. Um, I was really leaning towards gray transcendence.
Yeah.
With gray being on its way out, I may
Yes.
just keep to my one gray courage as my only gray.
Yeah.
Which that alone is cool to even exist because I remember like saying, "Hey, Danny, have you ever tried doing one of the vitiligo girls in the fantasy colors?" And he's like, "I haven't," but he's like, "I can start making some samples or prototypes."
Hmm.
And then Courage ended up being one that he really liked and decided to do a release for. So I was like, "That's perfect. That's exactly what he was asking for."
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was nice to see him do something like that. Just
Mm.
so having great Courage in my collection is great. Um, if I can get her, maybe a Great Transcendence.
Yeah.
Also like Beyond. I've been wanting to get a
Yes.
Coco Girl for a while, and Beyond is extremely cute.
She is cute. I have Beyond. So I wanted a Coco girl, and out of all of them, it was Beyond. She's just got such a cute face, and it's like the little blush here.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
and it's
she,
nice that she's got a very distinct head. Like that head is
yeah,
only for her.
yeah, yeah. She kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Black Monday. She kind of
Yeah,
reminds me a little bit like that because of this. She's a bit more smiley than some of the other girls. But she's got soft features. Some of the other girls have wrestling bitch face, which I love. Absolutely love that. Um,
cannot.
Yeah, her. I love her. I love her. She's got the best. But yeah, yeah, she doesn't have that, and neither does Monday. I think they're a bit more doll-like, and they've got more of a happy, approachable face. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, if you do get one, and her wig's great as well. I love the afro she comes with.
yeah. I have two twist out wigs now from
Mm.
CJ, and they're great.
They are great. Yeah, they're really nice. They're really big, aren't they? And like full of
Hmm.
body. I love those. Okay, Alex. So, lastly, I just want to ask: is there anything else you want to add? Any bit of advice you want to say to other male collectors out there?
Yeah, I guess because like I guess kind of we touched on it a little bit. But I've always been kind of someone that just does whatever I'm gonna do, and as long as I don't hurt anybody, like if you don't like it, too bad. So
Hmm.
I know I've received messages from various guys in the bag collecting world, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Hey, like I just wanted to let you know that like I felt more comfortable buying purses after seeing you. Like you would be at all the Harvey's events, and you're wearing your bag, and you're just happy, and you're part of the group. Like nobody treats you as if you don't belong."
Hmm.
And so, and I know I've had a couple of guys that have messaged me and like, wow, like this is like, I just want to thank you because like now
Hmm.
I'm collecting this stuff and I'm enjoying it and I'm not worried about what other people are going to say because it's for me. It's I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And I've had some people message me as in like doll world too, like, oh, like I felt like buying this doll because I saw like how much you were enjoying yours,
Hmm.
and I've gotten more comfortable taking my dolls out because I can see that you're doing it without any problems. And it's like, yeah, like just as long as you're just enjoying yourself, I don't see a reason why you can't enjoy the hobby. Like just
Yeah.
if like you're someone who's very shy about it,
Hmm.
I know I've wrote in some of the comments on the smart dog groups, like start small. Just go to
Yeah.
a park that's empty during the
Yeah.
week and just start there. And like a little park right there, you might want to run into like one or two people who are also walking around the park, but
Mm.
you're not going to have a lot of people that you come across there. And it's a good place to start light, and then you
Mm.
can move into like fast food restaurants and places that are a little more crowded. And eventually you get to the point where you're comfortable carrying a 2 foot doll on you in like Disneyland for 6-7 hours, and just
Yeah.
having her out and taking pictures of her with people, like huge crowds just walking right by you, and you don't even notice it because you're just in your own little adventure. So
Yeah.
it's
No.
definitely not to be afraid of. Just if you want to go out in public, take doll photos, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Eventually, sometimes you will run into people who don't want you taking photos in their area, and I mean, it is what it is. If it's their area, it is their area. So just respect it and don't throw a fit, and you'll find another place to take pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming on and doing this interview with me. It means a lot. So thank you so much.
No worries.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Boy can play with dolls, that's true.